play ball. Kinda. 60 games is better than nothing. This MSM Sports Shot's being brought to you by ChaosNutrition.com. Check out their whole line, and they are also title sponsor of Greg Valentino Old School Training Talk. All right, baseball is back, kinda. 60 games schedule being that will start on July 23rd. So right now they're back in their home stadiums, and they're doing their kind of like spring training part 2, if you will. The first one got interrupted due to the whole Chinese virus thing. So there's going to be a short season. Playoffs are going to remain the same. The two biggest differences is that it will be a designated hitter for both the AL and NL. Now, I'm an NL old school guy. I hate the DH. I understand why they're doing it, because they don't want to tax the pitchers that much. They really baby these fucking guys. They can wear jackets on the base paths even when it's 95 degrees. That's when they even get on fucking base. I don't know. To me, I guess being a Met fan, I like the pitcher hitting because they had an advantage. Their pitchers actually had good sticks. Syndergaard, DeGrom, Matz. These guys always hit the ball well. So the Mets always had an advantage when they had pitchers that could hit over their opponent. But it's obviously going to help a team like that, because if Cespedes is back, he's going to be the DH. They're not going to put him out in the outfield with all the lower body injuries he's had. But as far as the full league goes, 60 games, same playoff format, everything's the same. DH, and the other thing that's kind of weird, and I am not a fan of this whatsoever, and it's extra innings. The teams are going to start with the man on second base. This almost sounds like fucking, hard top fucking clincher softball rules. Not even beer league softball rules. Like teenager fucking, we played PS 226, my old elementary school in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn type of rules, But I'm not crazy about that, but it is what it is. But this is pretty much the breakdown of what's going to happen. July 23rd, there are going to be 2 games. Yankees and Nats are one of them, so that should be a pretty cool game. And then everybody else is 2 games. Everybody, the rest of the season opens up on July 24th. The schedule's a little different because they wanted to limit travel. So it makes sense. Majority of the games against divisional opponents, which I love, 40 or 10 against each divisional opponent, and the rest of their geographic counterpart in the other league. So the AL East plays the NL East, and so forth. So that's doing it to limit travel, because there are a lot of back-to-back games, because they had to squeeze all of these things in this window here, which is good, because at least it's not going to fuck up next year. And a lot of things with this NBA bubble thing, and even NHL, it's going to affect next year. They would almost behoove them to just scrap this whole season and say it's done, and let's just start fresh next year. Baseball is going to be able to do a season, albeit a short one. It's like a little more than a third, let's say, a little less than a third, excuse me. But I still think that the cream will rise to the top. So, you're going to, the Mets and the Yankees, they play each other every year. So the Mets are going to play the AL East, and the Yankees play the NL East. Same format as always, 3 division winners, 2 wild cards. You got pretty much a wild card play-in game, with the home field going to the team with the better record. And then you're going to go to the divisional, and then the LCS and the World Series designated here. We said that camps, the trade deadline is going to be August 31st instead of July 31st. That was always the non-waiver trade line on July 31st. So that will now, and then you could trade up until August 31st. But now the guy won't have to pass through waivers, and you'll be able to put him on your postseason roster if you get him by August 31st. That was also another thing. He must be on a club roster by September 15th in order to be eligible for postseason play, according to MLB.com. The rosters are going to have a 3-man taxi squad, kind of like the NFL's practice squad, where you can activate a guy on game day when, let's say, you have a guy that's not, nicked up. They're probably, one of them has to be a catcher. So you got to figure it's going to be a utility guy, probably a middle reliever kind of guy who can spot start, and then this third catcher. So teams will be just carrying 2 catchers for the full season. 60 players eligible that are in camp right now. 40-man roster. Obviously, that's the guys who you protect. But they're going to be the biggest difference, like I said, is going to be the 3-man taxi squad that you're going to have on game day, where you can activate a guy to come in, and maybe if your starting catcher's nicked up, you sit him for a game. They're going to have 10-day DLs for everybody involved, so you're not going to lose a guy for too long. But that way, if a guy just going to miss 2 or 3 games, you don't have to sit him for 10. You can put your starting catcher on the taxi squad. The third catcher moves up. Number 2 becomes number 1. Number 3 becomes the backup. And if you don't know about sports, you don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But if you do, you know what I'm saying. So I, for one, am excited. Please do not bring any of this fucking political, racial nonsense into the fucking National Pastime. I did read something yesterday. So Aaron Boone, the Yankee manager, says that he will allow his team, his players to do social justice messages and stuff. Please leave the fucking game pure. You're right. The NFL is garbage. The NBA is turning into shit. The NHL is pretty much the NHL. It's all mostly white guys anyway. But don't fuck up baseball. Let's just leave it out of it. Let's play baseball. Everybody's dying to see something that means something on the fucking sports field that doesn't have politics. It's an escape from politics. Like, the fuck away from it and don't bring it into this short 60-game schedule. The thing I am glad about is that they did not enact the DH for 2021, because originally the plan was they're going to have a DH for this year and next year, which made no sense whatsoever, because you're just worried about this year because of the short season. So why would you tack on next year? It's obvious that that's the direction they're trying to move in, but a lot of National League owners have been put their feet deep in the ground, and they want to give up that, they want to keep it. And I like it. I'm a purist. I like the old-fashioned way that the baseball game is played. I like seeing the pitchers hit. And especially, I like the differences between the two leagues now that the AL has had it since '73. Ron Bloomberg, New York Yankees, first ever DH, in case you ever have that as a trivia question in the bar. But make sure you check out our boy Rob and the rest of Team Chaos at the Chaos Nation at chaosnutrition.com.